Round 5 for Formula E. Now to the USA. Miami, Southern Florida. Once again, the championship has a stunning venue, Latin flavour and a Biscayne Bay location which blends commerce, entertainment and a unique Miami atmosphere. For the drivers, hot conditions, an 8-turn, 2.1km bayside track and a chance to put down a marker as America unfurls a traditional welcome.
After 4 races in its inaugural season, Formula E has, by any standards, enjoyed a spectacular start. Beijing, Putrajaya in Malaysia, Punta del Este and Buenos Aires have provided stunning backdrops for the theatre of Formula E to play out. In only a few short months, the championship has found its signature of wheel-to-wheel racing in tight street circuits, with cutting-edge technology and a pulsating atmosphere creating the backstory and soundtrack to 10 world-class teams battling for supremacy.
Nico Prost qualified his Edam's car on pole position for the opening round of the season in Beijing, and he led for most of the race until the final lap and the final corner. Heidfeld attacked and there was contact. With those two out of the race, it was left open for Lucas di Grassi to take victory in the opening race of the season. Next stop was Malaysia. Oriol Servia was leading the way, Catherine Legg and Michaela Ceruti took each other out, but then Sam Bird made the move on Servia coming down to turn 2 to move into the lead of the race. Bruno Senna fan boosted his way past Nico Prost, but no one could stop Sam Bird taking victory in the second round of the season. Nelson Piquet led the frantic opening laps in Punta del Este, but he was soon passed for the lead by newcomer Jean-Eric Vergne. His Andretti teammate Matty Brabham crashed out in the same place as Stefan Sarrazin. Buemi was now in the lead of the race under pressure from Vergne. But Vergne then had to retire with suspension problems, allowing Sébastien Buemi to take victory in round 3 of the season. Lucas di Grassi once again finished on the podium, meaning he still led the championship. Buemi picked up where he left off in Argentina, leading the early stages in Buenos Aires. That was until he crashed out of the lead. Di Grassi then crashed out of the lead at the same corner, forcing him out of the race, while his teammate Daniel Abt ended up having an accident. Vergne was fighting with Alguersuari, but up at the front it was the race win for Antonio Felix da Costa.
Yeah! Nice good boy! Yeah!
A superb win for Amlin Aguri and da Costa, but despite his retirement, Lucas di Grassi is still leading the championship. Just minutes away from round 5 of this brand new FIA Formula E Championship. We've been to China, Malaysia, Uruguay, Argentina, but now we're here in Miami. On the left-hand side is the home of the Miami Marlins baseball team. There below you can see the Miami Heat basketball arena, and it is around that this Formula E race will take place. 39 laps around this 2.2km circuit, and hopefully, if it's anything as exciting as the previous Formula E races, we are going to be in for a treat. There's Jean-Eric Vergne with most of his ex-Toro Rosso teammates on the grid, because we've got Antonio Liuzzi and Scott Speed both on the grid as well. And he is the man starting on pole position. We can now hear from Alejandro Agag, the boss of Formula E, and Nicky's also got hold of Sir Richard Branson.
Well, Sir Richard Branson, it's an honour to have you here at the very first Formula E race. What are your first impressions?
It's absolutely delightful, exciting. I think it is the future. The whole world should be run on clean energy. This is fast, very, very fast clean energy. It's showing the car manufacturers what they should be doing, it's going to be great fun, really exciting.
And have you been given any words of encouragement to the boys?
I don't think they need too much words of encouragement. Sam is third on the grid. He's second in the championship. He does not want to end up third in the race, so he'll either be second or first, or he'll be knocked out of the race. So it should be exciting.
Well, enjoy. Thank you very much. Now, Alejandro Agag, CEO, we're in this amazing, charismatic metropolis of Miami. I mean, what a place. We're really putting sustainability on the map.
Well, we're trying definitely, and thanks to Sir Richard for being here, thanks to all the teams and the city of Miami, the mayor, everyone who helped so much. We made it. We're here in Miami. First of many, we hope, and amazing atmosphere.
I mean, the first street race here was in '84, and it kind of changed the image of Miami. Do you think Formula E is going to do the same again?
Well, I think this city is changing so much. It's a city that was completely different in the 80s than now. That's Formula E. Before they were racing with fuel, now they're racing with electricity in Miami. So I think that's a great symbol.
Okay, well, thank you very much to both of you.
So we can now hear from Karolina Korkova, the model. She is down on the grid. Let's hear what she's got to say.
Well, we always love a little bit of glam on the Formula E grid. And we've got a Victoria's Secret model here, Karolina Korkova. You're looking stunning. What do you think of Formula E in Miami?
Thank you. Well, it's exciting to be here in Miami. The energy, Miami has a great energy. It's hot, it's sweaty, we have beautiful cars. I see a lot of umbrellas trying to keep the batteries cool. It's really great. I mean, it's really wonderful to have this race in Miami. It's first in the US, electric Formula E race, so it's really cool to be part of a history.
Well, thanks very much for coming and enjoy the day.
Great to be here in the United States, a market that Formula One has found difficult to crack. Can Formula E do it? They're certainly going to give it their best shot. So the man on pole position is Jean-Eric Vergne on the right-hand side there. He took pole position in Uruguay in his first ever race, and he's taken it again today, and he is the man who has fan boost. Second on the grid, Nico Prost in the blue and yellow Edams car, yet to win a race this season, but he is looking good in the championship standings in 4th place. The man in second in the standings is there, Sam Bird. He'll be starting 3rd for Virgin with Sir Richard Branson watching over him. Daniel Abt has out-qualified Lucas di Grassi once again this season. He'll be hoping he doesn't have any car problems because they have haunted him so far this year. Stefan Sarazan, best qualifying of the season for him, in 5th place. Championship leader Lucas di Grassi will start 6th for the Audi Sport App squad, just in front of Nelson Piquet Jr., who qualified 2nd but was given a 5-place grid penalty carried over from the previous race in Argentina for ignoring yellow flags. Jerome D'Ambrosio will start 8th for Dragon Racing. 9th on the grid, Jaime Alguersuari, again out-qualified by Sam Bird. He's got quite a lot to prove this weekend. Scott Speed, new to Formula E. He did the test in Donington last July, but this is going to be his first race, and he is starting 10th on the grid. 39 laps of racing are waiting for us. Round 5 of the championship. The cars are on the grid. Everyone's in position now.
The heart rates are just starting to go up.
And that's just me. Here come the lights. The 5th round of the Formula E Championship about to get underway. All the lights are on, and we go green in Miami. Good start from Vergne. Good start as well from Sam Bird. He might be able to challenge on the run down into turn 1, but it's Vergne who has the lead. It's 3 wide for 2nd place. Sam Bird looking to the inside of Nico Prost, and there's contact there. Vergne, can he get it stopped in time? Just about. He was clouded on the back from Nico Prost, but I think Prost will hold on to that 2nd place for the time being. On board we go with Daniel Abt, and Prost does hold on to 2nd. Bird 3rd, Abt 4th as they fly around underneath the MacArthur Causeway, then up towards the right-hander at Museum Park, turn number 4, and then back out onto the long Biscayne Boulevard once again. But everyone's made a nice clean start, have they? Loic Duval's getting pretty feisty, trying to force his way past Antonio Felix da Costa. Here comes Sam Bird looking to the inside line. We've got side by side further up, and Bird goes through. Sam Bird takes 2nd position away from Nico Prost, the Englishman up to 2nd. There was a move going on further back. I think it was one of the Amlin Aguri cars, but great move from Bird. But Jean-Eric Vergne is leading the way, Dario.
I see Bird now trying to chase down Jean-Eric Vergne. Great move on the first lap there. They're still too wide further back in the field here. I think we're going to see that all day long. So
you can see the order on the left-hand side. Charles Pic has had a spin, and just trying to figure out where that is. I think that's turn 5, isn't it? Yeah, he's gone too deep at turn 5. Yellow flag comes out briefly, but he's back underway. So Vergne, Bird, Prost, Abt, Sarazan, di Grassi, Piquet Jr., D'Ambrosio, Speed, and Duran, the top 10. The big losers there, no one really sticks out. It was a pretty line astern on the way down, and look at that, a bit of a dart being made further back from Scott Speed as he tries to get past the car in front.
Yeah, Speed's defending a little bit there into turn 1.
Yeah, that was him battling with Jerome D'Ambrosio, because he's got Salvador Duran right up behind him, the Mexican driver trying to fight a way past. We're on lap 2 of 39 here. This is out the far end of the circuit, underneath the Macaulay Causeway, and then back down Biscayne Boulevard.
Jean-Eric Vergne has got the fan boost as well, just kept in his pocket. both cars. He's got it just there, just for when he needs it. Looks like Karun Chandok's lining up a move here further back.
Here comes Salvador Duran. Is he going to get that stop? Side by side through the corner they come. Who comes out on top? It's still side by side, but I think Scott Speed is going to be in front of Duran just about. Now up into the right-hander, the final corner on the circuit. Duran gets the cutback, but that is a permanent yellow flag zone at this corner because that's where pit lane exit is. There'll be no overtaking into that corner for the whole race, but it's not really an overtaking opportunity.
It is too tight there, and then we see them go over the train tracks and coming up to turn 8. Yeah, everybody's behaving themselves so far. Everybody's probably still using full power, and then it's going to start splitting as people start doing more and more regen, that kind of thing. Duran's on fan boost. Yeah, so here comes Salvador Duran using his fan boost. Looks to the outside of Scott Speed. Speed knew he had to defend there, and that is Duran's chance to use that 30 kilowatts gone. Speed just about keeps it out the barriers, but he's becoming a bit of a moving roadblock at the moment because everyone else is starting to get queued up behind him. And there's a yellow flag out there somewhere on the circuit. Turn 6 yellow flag. Okay, so... that's gone again.
Okay, so that was someone just running wide. Hopefully we'll try and pick up what happened there. But here's Jean-Eric Vergne. Fastest man on that last lap was Sam Bird, the man in second position. There you can see a 1:10.746 as Sebastian Buemi tries to make up some places, as does Antonio Felix da Costa. So very, very busy in these opening laps. That yellow flag, I'm not quite sure what it was for because I think everyone's still in the queue. Nico Prost has just set the fastest lap time of anyone. There's only 1.5 seconds between the top 3, but now I think we're going to sort of settle down a little bit into a bit of a rhythm. And there you can see, we'll also see the percentage there. That is the usable energy remaining. If you look at your phone, that's the percentage that tells you before your phone's going to die. So they're all on sort of similar amounts at the moment. Nelson Piquet Jr. is doing quite a good job in 7th place of preserving that energy.
Which he did in the previous races too, didn't he? He's been very, very good at that.
Yeah. And
the trick is to use it when it counts.
Yeah. Nico Prost is using it quite hard in these early stages, in 3rd place at the moment, but setting the fastest lap of anyone. It was all quite close coming through there. Didn't catch who that battle was between. That was sort of Alguersuari, Duran sort of territory.
Yeah, Speed's still holding them up. So, yeah, and Lewis, he's out there pretty close there too.
I tell you what, Jean-Eric Vergne's going defensive into the left-hander of turn 5 because he has got Sam Bird right up behind him. We saw Sam Bird move past Oriol Servia and take the lead of the race in Malaysia with a nicely executed move, and Jean-Eric Vergne is feeling the pressure now.
Sam's got to be careful doing that though. If he overlaps like that, we'll have a situation as we had in, I believe, Uruguay, where one guy forced another into the wall.
Yeah.
He does look a good bit quicker here. Jean-Eric Vergne's job here right now is to stay in the lead using the minimum amount of power. So, again, when he's under attack, he can use it. But Sam looks very strong.
Yeah, Bird was half a second quicker. You can see there on that last lap than Jean-Eric Vergne in front of him. Lucas de Grassi's just set the fastest lap of the race. The man in 6th position in the queue. You can see the standings there on the left-hand side of the screen. But it's Jean-Eric Vergne in that blue and white Andretti car who's leading the way from the silver and purple Virgin machine of Sam Bird, with Nico Prost in the yellow and blue Edam's car in 4th position. Daniel Abt is sticking with them quite well, and Sarrazin doing well as well.
Yeah, Daniel Abt doing a very, very nice job. And this is the highest up we've seen Sarrazin run in quite a while, I would say.
Yeah,
he's had the speed, he's just had terrible luck.
Certainly, and so have the whole Venturi team, really. It's been very difficult for them. Into the left-hander comes Jean-Eric Vergne into turn 5. After starting from pole position, you can see the gap back there.
Yeah, and Lewis got past Salvador Duran.
Here's a look at the start, and Vergne immediately chopped across. It wasn't a good start from Nico Prost, and he had Sam Bird on the inside line, but look at going into turn 1. Prost hits Jean-Eric Vergne. Don't quite see it from that angle, but you will from here. Jean-Eric Vergne leading the way, but Prost leaves his braking too late, taps Vergne. Vergne gets all out of shape, but somehow they managed to survive and get round there. Bird will be frustrated. He couldn't make the most of that, but he did get past in the end.
That was well held by Vergne there.
And we'll see a great shot here on board with, and Bruno Senna's using his fan boost at the moment, but we will just stick with this with Daniel Abt because he got a great start, but this is where it tightens and he had to back out of it. But, whoa, so maybe everyone just hit everyone.
Look how close they are there, and he can't see where the tip of that nose is. We're a good bit higher than him, probably a foot higher. We still can't see where the tip of the nose is.
And this is a view from a little bit further back in the pack.
This is my favourite camera.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? So it's behind Lucas de Grassi. So this is the onboard, I think, from Jaime Alguersuari, Nelson Piquet. So this is Nelson Piquet Jr.'s onboard coming down into the first corner. And he really has to back out of it. And he actually kept his nose pretty clean there. Didn't get too close. Oh, until now. Goodness. Then he tries to stick it around the outside of de Grassi. And then this is, again, further back in the field.
Nick Heidfeld,
Yeah, Nick Heidfeld's on board. He started 19th on the grid, so that's Charles Pic up in front of him. Didn't get a great start. You can see Karun Chandok there is on the right-hand side, and he's went barreling in to try and make up positions in that first corner. Heidfeld sticks his nose in.
The frustrating point is that there's nowhere to go. You can make a great start, eventually there's nowhere to go unless you want to do something that's very marginal. Then you end up losing a wing, or even ending up, taking a corner off or something. So it's easy for us to say, but when the adrenaline's flowing, it's much more difficult to do.
So, back to the racing. Jean-Eric Vergne is leading the way still. Half a second clear of Sam Bird in front of him. There's a great big battle going on here. Bruno Senna just set the fastest lap of the race on that last lap, but he did use the fan boost. We saw that pop up whilst we were watching the replays. He's currently running in 13th place, Senna, trying to get past Sébastien Buemi in front of him. But here's our race leader, Jean-Eric Vergne, and he's used a reasonable amount less more energy than the guys behind him, and we saw that in Uruguay. He was very, very hard on his energy consumption.
Absolutely, speed's looking pretty good right now, but Bird and Prost, yeah, you've got to say they're in a slightly better position. Jean-Eric Vergne had the fan boost, but if he uses it, it's going to use more power, so he's kind of put himself in a position here.
This is the race-leading battle coming down towards turn 5 now, and Sam Bird, he's not letting him go. It's going to be a relentless pace up at the front, and these races always seem the tougher ones. If you've got a bit of a cushion, you can relax, but this is just non-stop.
Yeah, Sam is going to keep the pressure on all day long if he can. He's going to absolutely push Jean-Eric Vergne as much as he possibly can to put in any mistake, to use as much power. And as it gets closer to the end of the run, then this car, they know how much usable power they've got. I think business is going to pick up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we tend to see in these Formula E races, is that the first half is a little calmer, but then when you know where you are and what you can do in the second half of the race, everyone goes on the full attack. They need to be also careful because of Charles Pic could come into this lead battle a little bit.
Yeah, if they catch him in the wrong side part of the track and he's not looking at his mirrors, absolutely. Got to watch for battery temps. It is warm out there. I know we're sitting in a air-conditioned commentary booth, which is very pleasant.
Very rare.
Yeah, exactly. It's really hot out there, and so the battery temp.
Oh, here's Loic Duval trying to get past Senna on the run down into turn 1. He's got up alongside, but he'll be on the outside line for the next 2 corners, and he can't quite get past, and he needs to be careful because Antonio Felix da Costa is right behind him.
And what we've seen here is you make a move sometimes, you end up losing more places, you end up losing 2 or 3 spots rather than gaining 1. And Senna really helped him there because Loic kind of put the nose in, but not quite. And Senna obviously was very heads up, saw him, and gave him the room.
You can hear there the lift and coast that Loic Duval's doing. It's when the engine note goes away and sort of feathers a little bit. Let's listen for it here coming into this corner.
Yeah, look, he's
you hear the sort of engine noise sort of go to a whisper without actually being on fully braking, and you can also see in the bottom right that regen thing that's flashing green. That shows you when he's using the regenerative braking.
Duval is very experienced in managing energy with the WEC, with driving with Audi, and he's doing a really good job there. But he can't go anywhere, so he might as well just be regen and just sit there.
Oh, he's got a good run here though.
He has. He's doing a really good job actually. Really impressive.
Down he comes towards the first corner. This is where he tried to attack Senna last time around. Senna's not going to give him any room at all. There's an attack going up on in front, and that is Antonio Liuzzi losing out to Sébastien Buemi. So Buemi goes through up into 11th place past Antonio Liuzzi, and now Buemi can set about trying to get a little bit further up the order, because at the moment he's outside the points and he's 3rd in the championship.
He's going to start putting some pressure on here.
Yeah. And then you've got to start looking both forward and backward. What's going here? This is Bruno Senna going past Salvador Duran.
Nice move there by Bruno.
Coming down into the left-hander, and that is 11th place now for Bruno Senna. Antonio Liuzzi going defensive into turn number 1 again. Loic Duval right up behind him. But the top 9 cars are covered by 6 seconds. Then there's a bit of a gap back. Look at this. Vergne's got 19% of usable energy remaining. So he's not too much out of the game. If anything, it's Nico Prost who has the most remaining in that sort of top 6.
It's been that consistent 2% difference, hasn't it, really, between them? And will that become an issue? That's the problem. How tight are they going to cut it here as it comes to pit stop time?
We'll have to wait and see. Here comes Duval on the attack. That's a lovely, decisive move into the final corner.
Yeah, he's been looking at that for the past 5 laps, hasn't he? And he just screwed up his courier. Lovely move.
Yeah, that was really good from Loic Duval. He moves up now into 13th position, and Liuzzi's got an awful lot of usable energy that he has used. But look at this, inside.
Great move. Watch him disappear now. Watch him drive off down the road.
Yep, he's going to be up on the back of Salvador Duran before too long. A very early move and slides past at the inside. Karun Chandok's under investigation, we're being told by race control. Not 100% sure why, but we'll try and find out. But here are our race leaders still. Jean-Eric Vergne under relentless pressure from Sam Bird. And there's the focus of a man who knows all about pressure as the two lock up, both of them coming into turn 5. This is non-stop up at the front.
Sam looks like he can get close whenever he wants to.
Yeah.
He can close that gap down, which bodes very well for him in the second part. You know, Vergne has not used the fan boost yet, has he?
No.
He's still got it sitting there, but again, that's going to use extra power. He's probably not, doesn't feel the need to use it at this point.
17 laps down, 22 laps to go, so I predict we have a couple more laps before they start to come in to the pit lane. Sebastian Buemi on that last lap set the fastest lap of anyone because he's in clear air now, 6 seconds behind the man in front who is Scott Speed, and there you can see 1 minute 8.835, so Buemi is really starting to turn the wick up.
As soon as we have a race with no cautions and with no safety cars, it then becomes an issue with really managing the power.
Oh, lock up from Jean-Eric Vergne again. He's the man leading this race in that blue and white Andretti car. Andretti Sports Marketing, the sister arm of Autosport, have put on this event here, and he's the man leading the way. Behind him in the silver, purple and red machine is the Virgin car of Sam Bird, and then third in that blue and yellow car.
As they're coming up to these
pit Sarrazin, as Sarrazin hit the wall. He's made a mistake coming out of turn 5. Pulls to the inside line to try and defend from Lucas di Grassi.
As he hit.
He certainly looked very, very slow coming out of turn number 5. Not quite sure if the car's crabbing, but a mistake was made, and that has allowed Sarrazin to put...
We've seen how fast these guys can drive the cars when they've bashed them off the wall and they're crabbing. It's been every round so far we've seen it. Has he seen it? I can't see the side of the car there to see if he has actually damaged it. But as I was saying, as the pit stops come, Vergne is going to try everything now to gap.
Oh, here's the attack from Sam Bird, almost side by side coming down to the first corner. That's exactly what you mentioned earlier. Trying to get that overlap on the outside, and you end up in the wall, and here's an attack from Bird. There's contact between them. So it's getting really, really feisty now for the lead of the race. Lap 19 of 39. Bird is pushing. Not too much damage on the nose cone there, but there was almost certainly contact. Trying to hear the Vergne radio there, but it's not quite working out. Here comes Bird. He's got alongside, and he's going to take the lead of the race. Up the inside into turn 5. Sam Bird leads. Vergne will try and get the cutback.
What's your energy? I didn't get your energy reading.
So down they come into the final corner, and Vergne pits. So Vergne decides to go straight into the pits. Clever.
0.9.
Because that is Sam Bird giving his energy reading as he's trying to overtake.
That's low. I mean, he might have to do a little bit of management.
4%, 3% remaining.
Yeah, that could be an issue.
Oh, goodness me. Here's a look at the replay. He just...
Beautiful pass, though.
Yeah, got out there early.
Vergne tried to muscle him a little bit. Sam was having none of it.
So you can see they came out of the corner, and Bird just made the move early, and Vergne realised he couldn't get across in time.
Nope. And nice, decisive pass there.
Really good. But that's what we've seen from Bird. We saw it in Malaysia. When the time comes to make the move, he makes the move. So we've got Vergne, Abt, Sarrazin, di Grassi, D'Ambrosio, Buemi, Senna, Duran, Alguersuari and Chandok all in the pits. And that...
Birds.
Is that Bird? Oh, it's a Virgin going slowish,
no,
but maybe it's Alguersuari. Yeah, Alguersuari's in the pits. So Sam Bird has run into problems out there. Something's gone wrong with Sam Bird. Has he got too little usable energy?
They've messed the strategy. It looks like they've messed the strategy.
Maybe he was meant to come into the pits on that lap, but he was so busy trying to overtake.
0.1.
0.1%. So that is a disaster for Sam Bird. Prost is out there running very low, but he's just made it back to the pits. So Sam Bird presumably was meant to come in on that lap, got so busy trying to make an overtake.
And Piquet has 9% left.
Goodness me. So Nelson Piquet Jr., this has worked out very well for. So out of the pits has gone Daniel Abt and Lucas di Grassi and the like, but that is a disaster for Sam Bird. Took the lead in the race so decisively, but now he's run out of his usable energy in that car. Hopefully he hasn't gone over the limit. We'll have to try and get Nicky to find out if that's the case. In comes Loic Duval, but Nelson Piquet Jr. is still out there. That's the impressive part of this race so far.
And he's going to have to do less laps than everybody else, therefore can turn up the wick a little bit.
So Was this a very nice move from Nelson Piquet Jr.? We'll have to wait and see. So he's currently in the lead of the race. Nick Heidfeld hasn't pitted either at the moment. There is Piquet Jr. heading down the back straight as Scott Speed waits to head out of the pits. And there is Sam Bird.
I heard an exclamation from Michael Andretti. It didn't sound a positive one either as Scott Speed exited the pits.
Piquet Jr. So here's a look then. Let's try and figure out what's happened. So the two apt cars are in front of Jean-Eric Vergne. Oh, just coming out of the pit lane there, side by side. We'll see what happened. Vergne out just in front of Scott Speed, but the two apt cars are in front. I think Nico Prost is in front of them, but we'll try and... no, Prost's in the middle of the two apt cars. So Daniel Abt is ahead of Prost, who's ahead of De Grassi, who's ahead of Vergne, with Nelson Piquet Jr. and Nick Heidfeld yet to pit. So at the moment, it's a net lead of the race, I believe, for Daniel Abt, depending on what happens with Piquet, who's in the pit lane now. The battle is between Daniel Abt and Nelson Piquet Jr. to come out in the lead of the race, into the left-hander of turn 5.
Look as they come up to turn 7 here. That's the point. Who's going to get to the exit of turn 7 first?
Into the right-hander comes Daniel Abt. Has Nelson Piquet Jr. left the pit lane yet? Yes, there he goes. I think Apt's going to lead this.
I do. Yeah, agreed.
Into the right-hander comes Daniel Abt, and he moves into what should be the lead of the race. But Nick Heidfeld is still out there and is yet to pits. So
I hope he's pitting because he was at 0% there.
Oh, right, okay. Well, he's still out on the circuit and hasn't made his pit stop yet. So Nick Heidfeld is still on the circuit. So there's Sam Bird. He is now right up behind. Is that Nelson Piquet Jr., I think, who's just come out of the pit lane? They go side by side. Yes, it is. Bird on the attack, trying to get past Nelson Piquet Jr. in the battle over what is now 8th place.
Current Chandog has a penalty, drive-through penalty, just to make his day worse. He's not having a good day.
Through goes Daniel Abt into the lead of the race. 2nd place is Nico Prost. 3rd is Lucas De Grassi. 4th is Jean-Eric Vergne. 5th is Scott Speed. 6th is Jerome D'Ambrosio. 7th is Sam Bird. And then 8th is Nelson Piquet Jr. And then it's Sebastian Buemi. So out goes Heidfeld. He hasn't gained that much. There's the two Amlin Aguri cars coming through the right-hander.
Sam Bird doesn't have the fat boost, but I think he'll be powered by red mist now after that mess up.
Absolutely, he's just done the fastest first sector of anyone, as if to prove the point. So that is Stefan Sarazam, who's in 19th place. But here's our race leader, Daniel Abt, for the Abt Sport team. Right behind him is Nico Prost. But Abt has used quite a lot of usable energy already. Prost has got a good 6% more.
Prost and Speed look in good shape here, don't they?
Yeah, so now this second half of the race is going to get very interesting because it's the first half to a certain extent.
But look at Piquet Jr. It's 92%.
Yeah, that's very true. But he's 9th place and not on the back of this gang.
That'll take some doing. Yeah, look at how much power you've got.
Yeah.
Unless there's a safety car now.
Salvador Duran has just set the fastest first sector of anyone. And we go on board now with Scott Speed, 85% of his usable energy remaining. You can see the power on the right-hand side. He's using about 140 kilowatts at the moment. Using the regen as he comes under the braking for the right-hander of Freedom Tower. Shifting up through the gears. Right up behind his teammate Jean-Eric Vergne. And I think if he follows Jean-Eric Vergne home, that would be a very satisfactory day for Scott Speed.
Yeah, but he's a racing driver. The first thing he wants to do is beat his teammate.
Yeah, that's very true. So Jean-Eric Vergne running in 4th place. His teammate Scott Speed in 5th. Great performance from the Andretti squad, but they'll be frustrated that Vergne couldn't come out in the lead of the race.
Did you see how close Scott Speed was to the apex while they're in turn 2? It's one of those ones you close your eyes and open them and think, oh, I didn't hit it.
Speed's actually pretty close to the back of Vergne as they come down towards turn 5. He's not going to... Oh, he's going for it! Speed's going for it on his teammate and he goes through! That is going to be a very annoyed Jean-Eric Vergne because he's just been passed by Scott Speed, his teammate. Down towards the right-hander they come. Vergne sticking there, but Speed is through and up into 4th position with 5% more usable energy remaining.
Yeah, if you're Scott Speed, you got to go. You clearly, got a bit in hand on your teammate.
And this isn't team orders, is it?
No, absolutely not.
Because that's he came from quite a way back there.
That's a great overtaking maneuver.
Yeah, well done. Great to have Scott Speed here in the championship, and he's up into 4th position, the American driver in Miami. And Vergne, they were pretty close to each other there, and Vergne had to back out of it. Tried to get the cutback, but it didn't quite work out for him. Nelson Piquet Jr. has just set the fastest lap of anyone in his ride up behind Sebastian Buemi. That was a bit of a nervy time, I think, for Rob there. So let's take stock. Daniel Abt leads the way. Prost in 2nd, De Grassi 3rd, Speed, Vergne, D'Ambrosio, Bird, Buemi, Piquet Jr. and Da Costa, the top 10. Bruno Senna's had to come into the pits again, so he must have a bit of a problem. Jean-Eric Vergne lost the time in the pit stops. He was 7 seconds slower in the pit lane than he needed to be, and that's the race over for Bruno Senna by the looks of things. Real shame for the Mahindra team. But Jean-Eric Vergne was 7 seconds slower in the pits than he needed to be, and he's 4.5 seconds off the lead of the race. And that's why it's so important.
Well, yeah, I don't get that one. Did he get held up exiting?
Scott Speed was the man who nailed the pit lane speed time, because he was in there for 63 seconds exactly, and that's the minimum time. So that's how he went from sort of 10th all the way up to what is now 4th position.
I think that might explain Michael Andretti's exclamation that he was thinking, oh no, we've done it too quickly.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah.
But it's worked out all right in the end. Lap 28 of 39 here in Miami. 12 laps to go in the 5th Formula E race of the season. After this, we go to Long Beach, we go to Monaco, we go to Berlin, we go to Moscow, and then we finish in London around Battersea Park at the end of June. And these are our top 3 cars at the moment. It's all very calm and collected at the moment, but Nico Prost will be desperate to win a race. He's only had 1 podium finish, which was last time out in Buenos Aires, despite 2 qualifying pole positions.
I mean, looking at the Venturi guys again, a day that really, it was so much maybe expected. Now they're 15th and 18th.
Yeah, well, Sarrazin ended up with a problem as well.
Yeah,
which was a shame. And so these are the top 3 pulling away. But you're absolutely right about Venturi. It just doesn't come together. I know they say you make your own luck, but it seems to be for no luck. You know, nothing to do with their own.
Yeah, who knows? De Grassi just closed up half a second on that last lap. So it's we're looking at a 3-way fight here for the lead, and Scott Speed. Scott Speed's making some inroads there at 8.8 last lap.
The top 4 covered by 2.1 seconds. So with 10 laps to go, it's really starting to ramp up here in Miami. Jean-Eric Vergne's just done a personal best in the first. So Vergne's lost out to Jerome D'Ambrosio as well. So Jerome D'Ambrosio has got him into 5th place for the Dragon team, past Jean-Eric Vergne. We missed that. Sam Bird's in 7th place, Nelson Piquet Jr. 8th, Buemi and Da Costa are in 9th and 10th positions. This is the onboard view.
Nelson Piquet just the fastest lap of the race there, 7.9.
That was a very quick fast lap, wasn't it? It didn't have a fan boost or anything, so that's really impressive from Nelson Piquet Jr. Here's a look, and now he's on the attack, going past Sam Bird for 7th place.
Remember, he went a lap longer, so he's got more energy to use in that second car, which he's using to very good effect right now.
Yeah.
There he is in the red and yellow Team China car.
That is a big... that could be a big moment in Sam Bird's championship, because he could have taken the lead of the championship if things had, you know, if he'd have made that move, won the race. He takes the lead of the championship.
Yeah, ifs and buts, you know, but whoever's decision that was, or it was a communication issue or a radio problem, but it's cost Sam dearly.
Absolutely. So Nelson Piquet Jr. has just set the fastest first sector of anyone as well, so he's really getting on it, and he'll be right up behind Jean-Eric Vergne. Well, now really. The cars come under braking for the left-hander. There is Sam Bird, 8th place, Sebastian Buemi in 9th place. Again, Buemi hasn't been at the races today. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because we had the delays this morning or what, but he has just not been on it at all. And now we've got some backmarker action to contend with. So this could get a little bit difficult up at the front. A little look from Piquet Jr. as he tries to pass Jean-Eric Vergne, but it's a battle between Liuzzi and Sarrazin over 17th position, but the race leaders are coming up to the back of now.
How much is it, though, that these cars are so equal, the drivers are so equal, and it's just, they're very complex things, and when somebody just nails that setup, or not, as the case may be, you see them either up the front with a guy like Scott Speed running P4 in his first race, or a guy you would expect to be absolutely nailing it, like Alguersuari is P13. How much of it is just they're missing the setup? And when they miss it, well, in the middle of a race, there's nothing you can do. You can maybe adjust the tyre pressures for your second car, or small adjustments. That's it.
Let's have a look and see if Piquet Jr. has a crack. Going down here, looks to the inside line. Whoa, he's gone for it! Banzai down the inside, and Piquet Jr. goes through into 6th place.
I came from about 3 days back.
Great move from Piquet Jr. He is on a mission now, and
there's not a happy Michael Andretti. I've seen that look before.
Yeah, a number of times.
I closed that look.
A little little bit of an update from other events. Senna's suspension broke. Virgin don't think that Sam Bird exceeded the power limit in that first car, but they're not 100% sure. And Stefan Sarazan has had a gearbox problem in his second car, so that's why he has had to come into the pits and retire from the race. So thanks to Nicky Shields for that news from the pit lane. And this is them trying to squeeze past Tonio Liuzzi. De Grassi's lost out here big time, and he might be under pressure from Scott Speed. Through the kink they come, down towards the right-hander. And Speed needs to go through and follow through, and he does.
Beautiful move. Liuzzi needed to pay more attention there, quite honestly. The leaders of the race coming up shouldn't be getting involved.
Car 23 is under investigation, which is Nick Heidfeld, so that's another kick in the teeth for the Venturi team. Not 100% sure what for, probably using too much power. And this is now D'Ambrosio trying to get past Tonio Liuzzi.
Who's the lap now?
Exactly, and so he'll be getting out of the way, but behind him will be Nelson Piquet Jr. trying to get in the fight as well and get up into 5th place. So this is a really great drive from Nelson Piquet, who, don't forget, qualified second, but had to take a 5th-place grid penalty because of the ignored yellow flags in the previous race. You see that D'Ambrosio gesticulating like a madman as he tries to get past Tonio Liuzzi, but he needs to keep an eye out because Piquet Jr. will take advantage of that gesticulation if he does it too much.
There's no reason for a guy of Liuzzi's experience to be doing what he's doing. None. There's a move there.
Yep, so that is Liuzzi getting out of the way finally. And he goes through. And so does Nelson Piquet Jr. So that has knocked them back a little bit as well, which is a shame because they were getting right up with that battle over 4th place. This is a replay of, this is going to be Alguersuari shunting with Antonio Felix da Costa. Well, they got away with it, and I think da Costa...
There's Sam. That was
Sam Bird, you're right. That was da Costa taking 9th place away from Sam Bird. My apologies. And so da Costa goes through. I think that's just Vern going past Tonio Liuzzi. Yes, it is, with Buemi trying to follow through as well. Then it's Antonio Felix da Costa in 9th. Sam Bird is in 10th place. Still.
Top 4 cars, 1.9 seconds.
Yeah, incredibly close. And,
6 laps to go.
It's going to get feisty, isn't it, with 6 laps to go here in Miami. Daniel Abt leading the way. There he is. Nico Prost right behind him. Here's the attack from Scott Speed into 3rd place. Job done. Down the inside into turn 5. And another just definitive move from Scott Speed, and he's into a podium position in his first race.
With 33% power still. He's got 2% more than anybody else he's fighting. So, yeah, Scott's doing a heck of a job here.
So this is the onboard. Talk us through it, Dario.
Textbook. He's just sitting there. He's waiting for the car in front to move over to the right. He's just thinking about braking. Well, there you go. Thank you very much. Decisive move. Lovely.
When it's that decisive, it just looks easy.
It feels easy sometimes, and other times it's bloody impossible. But that was absolutely textbook, and you can tell he's confident on the brakes, and he's just knocking them down one at a time. If you're Nico Prost, you're going to be a touch nervous right now.
Tucked right up behind Nico Prost, down towards Freedom Tower.
Look how early he's getting off here. We'll get a good exit. Let's see if he's ready to have a go at Prost.
It seems like he's found his, preferred overtaking
Energy
spot.
reading. 6-8.
That's your that's Scott Speed.
Yeah, so just giving the energy reading as he comes under the brakes down into turn 1. He closes in so much under brakes. He's really good on the brakes.
He's good on the brakes, but he's regenerating at the same time. He's as they say over here in America, and as we are in America, I can say this. Yeah. He's in the catbird seat. He really is. Look at how he's closing in there.
Yeah.
So, will he have a go into 5, his preferred spot? Is he going to get a good enough exit to have a go into 5? Nah, not that time maybe.
He was a little bit earlier on the brakes than Nico Prost, but we've seen him come from 2 or 3 days back before. Will he be close enough to do it again? Not this time, but now.
Missed the apex, and he's got the battery. He's got the battery in hand. Look at that.
App's only got 15% for 4 laps to go. So this is going to be tight in the final 4 laps of the race.
If I'm Abt right now, I'm thinking, oh no.
Well, 3 laps of the race, I should say. So 3 laps to go, and this is a 3-way battle for the lead of the race. And Lucas Di Grassi has lost out to Jerome D'Ambrosio. Did we see that? I don't remember seeing that. But nope. D'Ambrosio's up into 4th place now. Di Grassi's dropped to 5th. But it's all about this battle for the lead.
But Scott Speed's got to take advantage of that. He's got everything going for him. He's got to take advantage of it. Abt's now going to start defending, I would say, because he's low on power. He's going to have to start defending from Prost, which is going to allow Scott Speed to get into the battle.
Yeah, what a thrilling end to the race we're going to have here. 3 laps to go. That was Alain Prost, a man who has won many, many races over the course of his career.
This is a critical point. Scott Speed has got to get the exit out of this next corner. Let's see how he manages it. Yeah, good exit.
Yeah,
this could be a wee move coming up here.
So 3 laps to go here in Miami.
Not
on board
close
with
enough.
Scott Speed, not quite close enough to Nico Prost on the run down. Prost is going on the attack. No, he's locked up. That could compromise him coming out of this and into that right-hander. But no, again, Scott Speed not quite close enough to the back of Nico Prost. 2 laps to go now, and who is going to win this Miami E-Prix? Surely it'll be one of these 3. Daniel Abt leading the way in the Abt car. Prost in second in the blue and yellow Edam's machine. And that man there, Scott Speed, third in the white and blue Andretti Autosport car. Prost is looking to the inside and goes through past Daniel Abt into the lead of the race. Almost taps the wall on the outside.
Speed's got to go here.
Abt is going to be fighting back as they come down towards turn 1. Surely this will open the door for Scott Speed, but they're still going to be side by side for the lead of the race. Scott Speed is through into second position. Can he get it stopped? Yes. Prost leads. Speed second.
Right, this is all going Scott's way here. Absolutely, just opened up lovely there. Let's see if he's got enough. He's got to make a move soon here, because last lap, Prost is going to be looking all over his mirrors.
And we haven't seen a move there at Freedom Tower for the whole of the race, but Nico Prost has bided his time and sent it through, and Daniel Abt is having to run at a lower power now to keep his battery.
Coming.
Yeah,
he's coming up behind Abt here.
And Speed still got 14% more than Nico Prost. I reckon Speed has a chance on this final lap of the race as they come down towards the right-hander. So you can hear both team radios of Scott Speed and Nico Prost. Oh, had a shake there. Nico Prost, did he hit the wall? Some debris flies up. Nico Prost might have clipped the wall.
27-8,
Okay, so he's just giving some more information.
This is the moment. This is the moment. I think basically told him to shut up there.
Yeah, Nico Prost getting very, very frustrated.
Scott Speed is there. Is he close enough? No, not close.
Not quite coming down into the left-hander.
These next 3 corners, where it's all at, he's got to set up for a move down the inside of the turn 5.
1 kilometre of racing still to go here in Miami. Out through the right-hander of turn number 3. It's all about this right-hander of turn number 4.
Prost's exits are so good though. Look, he did it again there. Brilliant exit. Let's see how brave Scott Speed's going to be.
Only 2 corners to go here in Miami. Speed surely is not going to be quite close enough. Daniel Abt is having to defend for all his worth to try and keep on the podium. Final corner. Surely Speed won't send one up the inside here. Oh, the yellow flags are out. Double yellow flags at the last turn. And that means that Nico Prost is going to take the checkered flag and win the race here in Miami. Second place across the line for Scott Speed. Daniel Abt in third. There was no checkered flag, so I don't know if they've seen the checkered flag, because they're still going on it. It's been classified as a finish on the timing screens. Nico Prost
P2
is the race winner here in Miami.
The flagman was off having a beer.
He was watching the screen to see who was going to win. And then oh, goodness, they're coming round. So Nico Prost wins the race. Victory for Edams. Their second win of the year. Nico Prost's first win of the year. There he is. He waves the checkered flag. Scott Speed finishing second on his debut for Andretti. That is a brilliant result for the American, and wonderful to have that happen here in Miami. D'Ambrosio couldn't quite get past Daniel Abt for the final podium spot. Nelson Piquet Jr. 5th, Da Costa 6th, Duval 7th. Not quite sure how he managed that, but that's a great drive from Loic Duval to go from 18th on the grid to 7th. Bird 8th. Well, we could write a book about Bird's race. De Grassi 9th, championship leader in 9th. Salvador Duran completing the top 10. Well, let's have a look at the replay. So this is going to be Scott Speed's, this is Prost going up the inside of Daniel Abt. Abt tried to get the cutback, almost pulled it off, but that allowed, if anything, the door to be open for Scott Speed to come through.
I think Abt was in trouble. I really do. I think he was trying to get a little bit of regen, and Scott Speed took full advantage of it. Just not enough to get Prost, but great race from Nico Prost there.
Yeah.
Well deserved win. Scott Speed too, and finally Daniel Abt gets a podium and gets a result to his Speed has merited all season.
A very happy Daniel Abt, despite leading the race. He is very happy with that third position. And I know we've spoken a lot about Scott Speed, but this is his first race weekend in the championship, and he's finished second, and a brilliant comeback drive. But Nico Prost led for every single moment of the race in Beijing except the final corner, and now he has finally won a race in Formula E.
I had the same idea with the had so much power in the bank, man.
But frustrated as well, because like he says, he had so much power in the bank, man. But that's the man of the moment, Nico
Absolutely.
Prost. Stunning performance. A great advert for Formula E racing here in Miami around the American Airlines Arena. Here's a look at the race classification. Nico Prost taking the win, half a second clear of Scott Speed, Daniel Abt in third, D'Ambrosio fourth, Piquet Jr. fifth, Da Costa, Duval, Bird, De Grassi and Salvador Duran completing the top 10. That's Salvador Duran's first point of the season, which is brilliant to see. And then Sebastian Buemi, only 13th after all of that. Liuzzi will be disappointed to be in 16th place. Jean-Eric Vergne finishing down in 18th place in the end because he retired towards the end of the race, unfortunately. So let's head down and hear from our race winner.
Nico Prost, a beautiful race there. Were you feeling the pressure of Scott Speed on your tail?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was really good because of the energy, and I was following Daniel, but not easy to overtake, but I thought I might have an opportunity at the end. But then I was like, wow, who's that guy behind coming back? And he was coming back strong. I was a bit lucky because I touched the wall one lap from the end, but well, I turned my way, but what a great race, really nice race.
You must be on an absolute high right now.
Yeah, it's good, it's really good, feels really good. I had a very good day, I was really happy with my quali. Then I had a really good race, so yeah, everything is perfect. My brother is here, my wife is here, everyone is here. It's nice to be with all the family.
Well, you've just become a winner in America as well, which is a first.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in America for 4 years, so I obviously love this country. So yeah, it's really nice. It's not home, but it's almost home.
Fantastic, well done. Enjoy the celebrations with your family.
So Nico Prost, the 33-year-old Frenchman, the son of four-time world champion Alain Prost, has been an absolutely superb performance today. Now let's hear from Scott Speed, a second place finish in his Formula E debut.
Well, Scott Speed, you said that you don't get stressed about these things. It certainly paid off. What a race.
Yeah, it was a big learning experience. Yeah, we have a great car. Andretti has given us such a good car. Really, it makes my job a lot easier. It was a lot of fun. I learned so much out there. Unfortunately, we had the same strategy, and we both left all of our power for the last lap. So, but it was a great race. What a really fun event.
You managed the battery extremely well. I mean, how did you know to do that?
I don't know. I did what they told me to do. The guys at Andretti are really great. They're very clever guys, and they gave me a great plan, and I just stuck to the plan, and it worked out great.
So now let's hear from our third place finisher, Daniel Abt, almost getting his first race win.
Daniel Abt, you almost had a podium in the first race we had in Beijing, but now finally the time has come. How does it feel? You look exhausted, but very happy.
Yeah, it's so many emotions. You know, it's such a long time that I've been on the podium. I really had a hard time in racing the last 2.5 years, and we've been so close so many times, and finally we made it. You know, I knew we always had it, but you have to make it happen until the end. Obviously, would have been nice to finish first, but I had no chance. I had to save my energy, so I'm so happy to be third. I think it was a fantastic race, and to get the first podium in Miami, there couldn't be a better place.
As far as the championship is concerned, Nico Prost moves to the top of the standings, 7 points clear of Lucas Di Grassi, and then Sam Bird is relegated to third place. A good run from Nelson Piquet Jr. to fifth means he's up into fourth in the championship standings, but Buemi drops from third to fifth with his very disappointing display today. He finished in 13th place, having started in 13th place, while we saw other people make up an awful lot more positions. So now the trophy is going to be awarded by Thomas Regalado, the mayor of the city of Miami. Nico Prost wins round 5 and moves to the top of the Formula E Championship. The founder of the Virgin Group.
That's pretty cool.
It is, isn't it? Second place for Scott Speed. Now Daniel Abt will receive his trophy from Carolina Kokova.
She's actually taller than Daniel Abt. He's standing on the podium.
Now we can hear from Sam Bird, who went from hero to zero, I hate to say it, very, very quickly. He's been talking to Nikki.
So Sam Bird, it was all going so well in the first half of the race. Did a brilliant overtake of Jean-Eric Vergne, but then it all went a little bit pear-shaped.
Yeah, disappointed really, because you know we were half the race in second comfortably, sitting behind Jean-Eric, and then took the lead, but some miscommunication and radio failures on our side meant that didn't come in when you know, when I wanted to, which made me lose a lot of time. And then the second stint, car didn't feel very good, to be honest. Felt very weird, very different to the other car. I'm amazed at what other teams were able to do in terms of energy management, because, you know, they came in the lap before me, and yet they were still able to maintain a good speed. So somewhere we've lost 1.3 kilowatts worth of energy, and yeah, we need to find out why, really, because that's not been what we've been about recently. We've been the one that's been leading the way in terms of energy conservation, but today, quite frankly, we weren't, and that's frustrating for me, because that was our forte. So we need to go back and figure out why that was. You know, the overall speed is there. You look at the first stint, but yeah, the strategy and the second phase of the race was one to forget.
Nico Prost is the winner here in Miami. A wonderful race around the streets of downtown, and it's a race victory for Nico Prost. He moves to the top of the championship. From myself, Jack Nicholls, Dario Franchitti alongside me, Nicky Shields down in the pits, and everyone at Formula E, we hope you've enjoyed the first street race in Miami. Next up, it's Long Beach, 3 weeks' time, 4th of April. We'll see you there. Thanks for joining us.